People, Deluded, I'm back again. I just can't stop making videos, can I? At this moment, you've already probably seen it on Arsenal's official website. Edu Gaspar, our former player, who then went off to do things behind the scenes in football, has been officially confirmed as I don't actually know if it's director of football, but he's been confirmed into that role, into that director of football role officially at Arsenal. It's on the website. It's been officially confirmed. One of the worst kept secrets. We know that he was going to confirm this after the Copa America, with obviously Brazil winning, and they've obviously actually replaced him. I don't know the name of the individual, but they've actually found Edu's replacement already. I'd have to say big up the Brazilian FA as well for foregoing their compensation they would have got for Edu, but he's done his work with Brazilian's national team, and it's now time to start work at Arsenal. Probably we see some more pick-up in regards to transfers now. Yeah, man, I just hope that it means that first and foremost, long term, that we get everything right in terms of the sort of player we want to buy into the club, the sort of player we want to develop at the club, I just want everybody to work in tandem and work under the same sort of philosophy. Everybody needs different opinions and differences, because obviously football, these pigeons are moving mad. Football would be a weird game and a boring game if everyone felt the same. If a club all thinks the same way collectively, you run the risk of becoming a dictatorship and you run the risk of not evolving. I'm sure Raul, Edu's obviously come in now, Unai Emery behind them. They all see football in slightly different ways. Of course, you need common interests and stuff like that. I'm not saying everyone be different for the sake of it, but different things bring different. This guy's trying to find this kid. Different, like I was saying, different sort of thinking points provides us with different sort of tactics and whatnot. And for me, the key thing would be, again, I know I might be reaching a bit, but you've got Raul, who's got good contacts and stuff in South Korea, South America. You've got Raul Sanllehi, who is South American and has been working with the Brazilian FA. I'm not going to be silly. Everybody probably in Brazil knew who Martinelli was, but he seemed under the radar, at least for us European-based people, because you hear all the other talents, didn't necessarily hear of him. So if he can share expertise, dossiers on possible players and positions we can strengthen with that sort of expertise, and maybe utilise his own contacts, obviously this can potentially will make the difference for us, because Arsenal, we know we've got to be self-sufficient. We've kind of got to unearth sort of gems that can become competent players for the side. First and foremost, I just hope him and Unai Emery hit it off perfectly. Allegedly, they've been in contact already, so they probably, in terms of the sort of player Emery requires, he probably knows. In terms of the player he thinks Arsenal require, he probably knows, and he strikes me as someone that's ready to hit the ground running if he has begun his position already. Just in regards to the statement, the things that I took away, the two key points for me, first and foremost, it was in relation to Edu being confirmed. In his role as technical director, Edu will coordinate the work of our first team coaching group, the academy, and the player scouting and recruitment in order to oversee the constant building up and efficient strengthening of our side. So he's seen as someone that's probably players that need to be moved on, find replacements, unearth players with potential to do so, continuously be in contact with Unai Emery, the academy coaches and stuff like that for possible in-house replacements and academy prospects. Just in short, he's got to always be on the ball in terms of consistently trying to improve us. And we know we need this. For whatever reason, we've seen many deals or players that could have helped us or improved us not be brought to the club. I'm not even talking about the typical ones you see with Wenger saying we tried. Things like, I don't know, Telemans, for example. Again, if we didn't want him, we didn't want him, but we need to start when there's quality on the table, we need to go out and get it. When deals are there to be made, we need to go out and confirm them. You look at Kieran Tierney, again, we're not working with the club, so it might be strategic, it might be a battle of war, but to the average football fan, it appears there's some sort of hold up, and the more of a hold up, the risk the deal has of collapsing. So hopefully with him obviously coming in, that won't be a thing. First and foremost, he's an Arsenal man. He's an extremely intelligent man in his current role, so I think it will be good, man. He's not the oldest, so he's got longevity on his side. He's South American as well. I want to see some South American passion and stuff some way filtered down between the squad. I know he's not the manager, but yeah. And the next part that I took away, people, was his arrival is the final and very important part of the jigsaw, in our development of a new football infrastructure to take us forward. He'll be working closely with Unai Emery and the first team coaches, and will play a relevant role leading our football vision and ensuring we have and follow a strong philosophy throughout all our football activities. So yeah, man, obviously the penny doesn't drop with him, and he's not solely in charge, but a big part of obviously the coaching and the results immediately are with Unai Emery or whoever is going to be the coach in the future. the results lay with the manager, but a big part of our success, players that are coming into the club, problem solving, forecasting players to be moved on and replaced, and who can actually do that. A big part. Move, man. Damn pigeon. Move, bruv. Move, Rod. But yeah, people, apologies. A big part of it will obviously play on him. Now, I hope it works in tandem. In an ideal world, we scout players with a lesser profile. They're given final verifications by Edu. Emre obviously signs off for it. Obviously, they're working together. You've heard they've started liaising already. I'm not sure if that's in regards to signings and things, but if they're in basic contact of some degree, the dialogue's there between the two, so they have more of a chance of hitting it off. Obviously, the danger is, obviously, I'm not trying to be negative, but I have to give it to you how I think. Obviously, if we look in a negative sort of light, the many different opinions and different chefs potentially at the club could have ramifications, because Emre might see football one way, want to do things another way. Edu is saying you need to use XYZ player. If Emre doesn't succeed, it's all on him. Do you get it? Do you get it, people? Obviously, I'm reaching a bit, but you can see how there can be differences with, first and foremost, having a different manager, a technical director, and the many different sub roles in and around. But I think Edu's going to be a success. Hopefully he can come in, like I said, when targets are identified. For me, the main one would be just go out there and clinch them. Welcome back, Edu, man. Yeah, hopefully we see some movement in regards to transfers and things more so than we have already, with him obviously being in the position, because to a degree you could say we might be playing catch up for a number of seasons on other clubs, and catch up this season, because obviously City are City. They've signed a left back and a defensive mid. United are in a mess like us. Chelsea with a transfer ban, who knows, so they're a bit crippled, but everyone else has made investments. Obviously, who is brought in and who isn't is two different things, but Spurs have made intent with Max Clark for the future, with Ndombele. They're linked with Ceballos, they're linked with Zanolio, they're linked with this sort of player and that sort of player. So they have an exciting project. Liverpool already doing their thing. So we're a long way away from challenging for the league and things, but for me anyways, if we can just start to get a same common understanding of thinking, get back to being self-sufficient and things, because also a big statement of our club is to bring through an academy player one every 2 years. Iwobi came, Maitland-Niles, we give it to him. You'd back Reece Nelson to be the guy this year. In the next 2 years, you want to see a couple more and things. So Edu's going to have to liaise with everybody to do everything. And then obviously you've got Mertesacker in the academy and whatnot. Mertesacker is someone I see, him and Lundberg. I don't know where, I think Lundberg will be the manager one day, but you see them as sort of, they're serving their apprenticeships already, and that they're going to be accelerated into a couple roles in the next few years. So it's exciting times. Hopefully we can really get back to how good we used to be in regards to scouting and identifying targets. Hopefully with Edu we can clinch deals and stuff like that, man. So what more can you say, people? Really and truly, like I said, welcome Edu. On that note, I'm gonna get out of here. Look, this Donny, he's looking at me like I'm a weirdo. On that note, people, deluded.